By 1944, the Mosquito is being produced in 8 different variants: bomber, night fighter, fighter bomber, reconnaissance, pathfinder, photo reconnaissance, trainer. Each variant excels. The production numbers climb. De Havilland's factories in Britain, Canada, and Australia are building Mosquitoes around the clock. Furniture workshops across Britain are constructing wing sections and fuselage components. Piano makers are building Mosquito parts. The decentralized production model, the very thing skeptics said would never work, is producing aircraft faster than conventional metal factories. By the end of the war, over 7,700 Mosquitoes will be built. They will fly over 28,000 operational sorties. They will drop thousands of tons of bombs on strategic targets across Europe. They will shoot down over 600 enemy aircraft as night fighters. And they will do all of this with a loss rate so low that being assigned to a Mosquito squadron is considered one of the safest postings in RAF Bomber Command. The Germans never develop an effective counter. They try heavier fighters, aircraft with more powerful engines designed to catch the Mosquito. But the Mosquito is also constantly being upgraded. Faster engines, better aerodynamics. By 1945, the latest Mosquito variants are reaching speeds over 400 miles per hour. Nothing in the Luftwaffe's arsenal can touch them. German pilots develop a grudging respect mixed with frustration. Capturing a Mosquito intact becomes a priority for Luftwaffe intelligence. They want to understand how the British achieved this. How did a wooden aircraft become the most effective combat aircraft of the war? They never capture one. Mosquitoes that crash are too badly damaged, and Mosquitoes rarely crash. The strategic impact of the Mosquito extends far beyond its direct combat record. First, resource efficiency. The Mosquito uses less than half the strategic materials of a conventional bomber. No aluminum shortage, no competition with fighter production. And because it's faster and more survivable, each Mosquito completes more missions before being lost. One Mosquito delivers more cumulative bomb tonnage over its operational life than 3 heavy bombers. Second, crew survival. Heavy bombers carry 7 to 10 crew members. A Lancaster lost in combat means 10 men killed or captured. A Mosquito carries 2. The lower loss rate, combined with smaller crews, means the Mosquito saves thousands of lives across the war. Third, tactical flexibility. The Mosquito's speed lets it perform missions impossible for other aircraft. Precision strikes on time-sensitive targets, disruption raids timed to coincide with specific events, nuisance raids designed to keep German defenses on constant alert, wearing down their crews and equipment. Fourth, and this is critical, the Mosquito forces Germany to waste resources. The Luftwaffe has to keep fighters on constant standby to intercept Mosquito raids. Anti-aircraft batteries have to remain manned around the clock. Radar stations have to operate continuously. All of this costs fuel, ammunition, manpower, resources Germany desperately needs on the Eastern Front against the Soviet Union. By 1944, the Mosquito is forcing Germany to maintain a homeland air defense network that ties down thousands of fighters and tens of thousands of personnel. Fighters that could be supporting ground operations in Russia or France. Personnel that could be manning tanks or infantry positions. The ripple effect compounds. Every German fighter kept in Germany to defend against Mosquito raids is one less fighter available to contest Allied air superiority on Normandy on D-Day. Every anti-aircraft gun positioned around Berlin is one less gun defending the Atlantic Wall. And beyond the strategic impact, there's the psychological effect. The Mosquito humiliates the Luftwaffe. Hermann Göring's Air Force, the terror weapon that bombed Warsaw, Rotterdam, and London into submission, cannot stop a British wooden aircraft from bombing Berlin in broad daylight. The German public, already suffering under relentless Allied bombing, loses faith in the Luftwaffe's ability to protect them. German propaganda tries to downplay the Mosquito. They call it the furniture bomber, trying to mock it. But the mockery rings hollow when German cities are burning and the Mosquito crews responsible are safely back in England. Post-war analysis by military historians reveals something remarkable. The Mosquito achieved a better bomb tonnage to resource ratio than any other Allied bomber. It delivered more explosives per unit of aluminum, steel, and fuel than the B-17, the Lancaster, the B-24, or any other strategic bomber. In other words, Geoffrey de Havilland was right. Building faster, lighter aircraft out of unconventional materials was more effective than building heavily armed metal fortresses. The implications ripple beyond World War II. Post-war aircraft designers study the Mosquito obsessively. The lessons, aerodynamic efficiency over brute force, speed over armor, unconventional materials when appropriate, influence jet aircraft design in the 1950s and 1960s. The Mosquito proves that innovation doesn't always mean more complex, more expensive, more metal. Sometimes innovation means questioning the fundamental assumptions everyone else accepts. Geoffrey de Havilland lived to see his wooden bomber vindicated. By 1945, the Mosquito was recognized as one of the war's most successful aircraft. De Havilland received numerous honors, though characteristically, he deflected praise to his design team and the RAF crews who flew the aircraft. But the war cost him personally. His son, also named Geoffrey de Havilland, was a test pilot for de Havilland aircraft. In 1946, while testing an experimental jet aircraft, Geoffrey de Havilland Jr. was killed when the plane disintegrated at high speed. De Havilland was devastated, but he continued working, continuing designing, until his death in 1965 at age 83. The Mosquito remained in service long after the war ended. The RAF flew Mosquitoes into the 1950s. The Israeli Air Force used Mosquitoes in combat operations in the 1948 Arab-Israeli War and the 1956 Suez Crisis. Some air forces operated Mosquitoes into the 1960s. Of the 7,781 Mosquitoes built, only around 30 survive today. Most are in museums. A handful are still airworthy, maintained by dedicated restoration teams who keep these wooden legends flying at air shows. Every year, aviation enthusiasts gather at the de Havilland Aircraft Museum in Hertfordshire, England, to honor the Mosquito and the men who designed and flew it. Veterans, now in their 90s and hundreds, share stories of flying the wooden wonder. They talk about the aircraft's speed, its handling, its reliability. They talk about missions where they should have died, but they didn't because the Mosquito was just fast enough, just maneuverable enough to bring them home. The Mosquito's combat record speaks for itself. 28,000 operational sorties, 600+ enemy aircraft destroyed, loss rate under 1%. Versatility unmatched by any other World War II aircraft. But beyond the statistics, the Mosquito represents something deeper. It represents what happens when one person refuses to accept conventional wisdom. When someone looks at the obvious solution, heavy armor, defensive guns, metal construction, and asks, what if we're wrong about all of this? Geoffrey de Havilland was told he was building a death trap, that wood had no place in modern combat aircraft, that speed couldn't replace armor, that his pilots would be slaughtered. He built it anyway, and he was right. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing these forgotten stories from the archives. If you want to join us on this mission, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment with your city or state and tell us if someone in your family served. thank you for ensuring that Jeffrey de Havilland and the thousands of RAF aircrew who flew the Mosquito do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.